day, everyone. I will present the problem that are assigned to us. Our problem is, how many squares are in this picture? To answer this geometry riddle, we use the Paulus method. The first step is to first understand the problem, which is to count all the squares. And to count that, we proceed to step 2, which is to devise a plan, which is to count the number of squares carefully.
We'll count the number of squares of different sizes. There is exactly one square that's 4 by 4 and that's the big square. And then, we'll count down the number of squares of smaller sizes. The number of 3 by 3 squares can be found that there are 2 squares per row and we can count this for 2 different rows. So there are 2 times 2 or 4 different squares of 3 by 3 size. We can place 3 2 by 2 squares and then there are 3 different rows that we can create squares, so there will be 3 times 3 which is 9. Finally, we count the 1 by 1 squares. There are 4 different squares in a row and we're going to have 4 different rows. We can do this so there will be 4 times 4 which equals to 16. The big squares in the middle will be counted as 2 and the small squares are counted as 8.
And lastly, step 4, to look back at the solution. The number of 4 by 4 squares was 1, which equals 1 squared. The number of 3 by 3 squares was 4, which equals 2 squared. The number of 2 by 2 squares, remember, there were 9, because there were 3 squares per row and 3 rows, and the number of 1 by 1 squares was 16, because there were 4 per row and there were 4 rows.
And our big middle is 2 and our small middle is 8 for the total of 40 squares.